Alright, so originally I was going to do install videos, separate install videos, I guess I should say, of the tablet holder, the roof, the lower door inserts, and the Fender Flares. Once I started to kind of open everything up and look at it, I decided against it. I ended up slapping everything on just because I feel like this stuff is so simple it doesn't really merit an actual install video. Once we get into the more technical stuff, I'll start breaking into that, but this stuff was just really, really straightforward. So I just slapped it all on. So to talk about what we put on the KemiMoto roof, lower door inserts, Fender Flares, and tablet holder. Everything we did was KemiMoto. I'm not going to lie, the reason we went with them was 100% price. Just shopping around, they were definitely the most affordable. And looking at fit and finish, I felt like I'd give them a shot, which honestly I'm glad I did because I really think it's a pretty good bang for your buck. So let's go over those things. So there's the Can-Am. This is a 2023 Can-Am Maverick X3 DS. It is the 135 horsepower model, but that's all right. We might end up bumping it up. Anyway, to the add-ons. These are the first add-ons that we put on this bad boy. It's literally still brand new. The wife's taken it for a couple quick laps, and that's about it. This is her machine, so we're having fun building that out. That's mine over there. Tablet holder. KemiMoto. This thing is awesome. I'm super impressed with the fit and finish of it. It really looks pretty factory. Just grabbed an old iPad mini that I actually had for my Honda. You can see the colors match. So I'll have to grab her a different case so it matches, but for now it'll work. And you know what? Before I even get into that, so with the Talon, buddies have Polaris, ride commands, all that good stuff. Talon, there really is no option for that. So with the Talon, I ended up going, let's see, let's ask him for an update. I installed a tablet for my main kind of center, and it's going to shut off and upstart at the worst possible time, but that's all right. We'll restart. I use the tablet for everything. GPS, music, rock lights. It controls via Bluetooth, everything. You would figure, you know. Right when I try to do a video, it wants to shut off on me and update, but that's all right. But anyway, so with this, I really had to start from square one, fabricate up my whole kind of mount. I literally made this out of an old license plate holder for a 76 Camaro and then just rigged up a Ram mounts. I made it work. You know, there's really not as much aftermarket options available for the Talon as there is the Can-Am. I made it work, and I am happy with the way it turned out. It does still flip up, and it does still give me access to that little cubby hole and some rocker switches, and it works well. So naturally, that was just something we were going to carry over with the Can-Am because of how happy I've been with the way that it's worked out for us. It's been really awesome having lifetime trail maps, all my GPS, my music. I'm running an app called the Agama Car Launcher. It's super nice. It literally, you can set different apps up from different buttons, which once it updates, I'll try to come back and show you guys. But I have, on this bad boy, I actually have a camera in the back and a camera in the front. You're not gonna be able to see. And both of those work off of Wi-Fi. They broadcast their own Wi-Fi signal, so I can pull them up. I hit the little button on the tablet, and that automatically pulls up whichever camera I select. It's super nice when you're coming to the top of hills, you know, stuff like that, or you're doing a gnarly hill climb. You get to the top, you don't know if it's washed out on the other side. You can just pull up your camera instead of trying to, you know, peek out of your seat. Anyway, just super happy with that. So naturally, we carried it over with the Can-Am. So back to the Can-Am and the KemiMoto. Like I said, I didn't do an install video. It was literally 4 screws. If you see in there, there's 2 right there, and then there's 2 underneath here. Yeah. There it is. So 2 right there. Bam, bam, you're in there. You still got the little flip up, and you can tell this one's a lot more refined than my hillbilly engineered version over there, but I like it. It seems stout. This is adjustable. You got this little thumb screw in the back, and you could basically set that to hold anything. You could even set that to hold your phone, which I just really feel like is awesome. I love the versatility. So Can-Am tablet holder. I like it. I dig it. Next, we did the KemiMoto lower door inserts. Again, one of the most affordable options out there, and I'm super impressed with them. When we put this in, literally all it is 3 screws. 1, 2, 3. You got a short one in the back and 2 longer ones towards the front. They did have this little factory Can-Am kind of plastic trim piece right here that I had to take off. You pop that off, slap those 3 screws in, put it right through that little aluminum frame or whatever kind of frame that is, and tighten them down, and you were ready to go. It does also have this rubber seal around the outside, which I gotta say, it actually does work. It does seem to seal it up pretty good. The bottom on the driver's side did kind of tend to have a gap, and we tried to pull it in, but it's still kind of sticking out a little bit. Not quite sure. I might mess with that and see if I can roll it and crank it. Let's see. For whatever reason, the passenger side seemed to line up a lot better. And we installed them right after one another. I don't know why the passenger went so much better. Well, fit and finish is good. I'm happy with it. I think it was like $140. For $140, you really can't beat them. For us, lower doors are a must. We do a lot of mud riding. You're just going to end up wearing that. Plus, it's wintertime right now. We want to try to keep some heat in. Lower doors. KemiMoto for the win. Next, we have the KemiMoto super large or extra large Fender Flares. I gotta say, I think this was my favorite add-on so far, just because I have the Mudbuster Fender Flares on the Honda Talon. So if you see those on the fit and the finish, there's the front, there's the rears. Yeah, she's scratched up. We ride our stuff hard. But it literally is just like a 4x8 sheet of HDPE, that high density plastic that they just kind of molded and cut. I don't know. It serves its purpose, so I'm happy with them. But compared to the Can-Ams are actually like molded plastic, and it literally looks like it could be OEM. My only complaint with these is for the super large set. I was really expecting more coverage for the front. The rear is well covered, that's for sure. The rear sticks out a good amount. I feel like those are what I expected. But when you look at the front, I expected more coverage than that. I just really did. Like right here, in this area specifically, you're just going to have mud slinging up all over the windshield once we get it. And I mean, I don't know. I would have preferred these to come out a little bit more. I know it would have looked a little goofier, but honestly, form over function, or function over form, would have preferred that. But I'm happy with the looks. I feel like they do a good job of matching the body lines, and honestly, just kind of looking OEM. They really do. They don't look bad. The other ones, we used to call it the Batmobile on the Talon because it sticks out so much and it kind of grabs your attention. These blend in a lot more. It just, I don't know. It looks good. I'm happy with it. And even talking about that, you know what, one of my favorite things installing this, and we started out with Polaris, then we got the Talon, now we're with the Can-Am. So we've really had 3 of the big manufacturers, and they each have their own little pros and cons and quirks about them and weird things. This one we're still getting to know. This is our first Can-Am, but one of the things I was impressed with was all the little dimples for the aftermarket parts. Can-Am puts in dimples. They know you're going to put stuff on there, so they put the dimples in the plastic that'll show you where your screw holes go in. And that goes from everything from the tablet holder to the Fender Flares. Everything had the dimples where it should line up. It sounds like it's kind of like, I don't know, kind of stupid, but honestly, putting the Fender Flares on, it really ensured that everything was lined up and where it was supposed to be able to match those factory contours and the different angles. As long as you were lined up on that dimple when you sent that screw home, you were good, and the end fit and finish really was the best it was going to be, which I found that like I was off a lot of times, and I would have to kind of force it into place, and once I forced it into place and then hit it with that screw, everything pulled in and everything looked good. So props to Can-Am for that one. Not to say it's not without its issues, because there are some other things I feel like, come on, Can-Am, you could have designed it a little bit better, but we'll get to that in a different video. So Fender Flares, like I said, these are the KemiMoto super large or extra large version, which don't seem to be that extra large, but again, thumbs up for the win. I think I would definitely recommend those. Last but not least, we have our KemiMoto roof, which, man, I don't know. It's not my favorite, but I feel like it's just a really good bang for your buck. It looks like the OEM Can-Am one. It really has that same kind of styling. I don't see much differences. This ran me like $340. I did find too that it was cheaper getting the KemiMoto stuff, buying directly from KemiMoto, but on eBay rather than the website. Why they have it set up that way, I don't really know. But you did save a couple bucks. So if you guys are interested, you're going to be shopping for this stuff, I recommend going to eBay and double checking those prices before you go directly to KemiMoto's website. But anyway, back to the roof. Roof was super, super easy. The install instructions were kind of stupid, and it seemed like the hardware didn't match up, but we ended up figuring it out. It's literally just these little, like, kind of quarter turns with these little rubber washers. You see, now that's what's weird, is it does seem like it still has a little bit of play. To me, if it should be sucked in a little bit more, but I don't know. And then it has some straps on the inside that kind of pull it tight. But there was supposed to be some brackets that said in the instructions. We didn't get them. I might email KemiMoto and see just to verify that I got the right hardware. But yeah, I mean, for $330, it beats the heck out of paying twice that for the Can-Am one, and it looks the same. So that's it. We're starting our journey on the Can-Am. Knock those three things out. Now I think next we're going to do a windshield. I keep trying to be cheap and find a budget-friendly option. I really think we're just going to bite the bullet and get the bent metal. The bent metal off-road one definitely seems to be the best. I will say we always run glass windshields. We started with that with the Razor. I got one on my Talon. You know, so I'm familiar with them. The thing that I like most about the bent metal is it seems like it's really easy to pull on and off. And not that those brackets with the screws are necessarily hard, but it's time consuming. And I really like those straps with the bent metal. It just seems like 5 minutes, bam, bam, it's on. You're good. So that wraps up round one of our mods and add-ons. The first of many, I'm sure. We'll figure out the windshield. Like I said, probably end up going with that bent metal. After that, I honestly think that I want to do a winch and maybe that shock tower brace. And a front bumper is kind of what I'm thinking, and then we'll be done for a while. We'll get out and ride a little bit. You know what, I take that back. Once we do the front windshield, we'll probably slap on a rear windshield too. But then we'll be done for a little bit. If you guys got any suggestions or anything I'm missing, please feel free to let me know. Like I said, this is our first Can-Am. All machines are all different, you know, manufacturers have their own things that you automatically need to do, and with this, we're learning as we go. Anything I'm missing, seriously feel free to let me know. Let's see if this is booted up. So that's that Gamma car launcher that I was telling you about. So bam, that's right here. You got music, GPS. You link these buttons to whatever app you want to. We use Lifetime Trail Mats for GPS. I just put GPS because it makes it easier. Rock lights, those are my front and rear cameras. That's how you access all your normal apps. And then Torque, that's just OBD2 reader for the bus. Different video. So that's how we're setting it up on this guy. Like I said, guys, I know I kind of rushed through everything and mumbled a little bit. That's all right, just trying to get it done. But if I missed anything or I'm making any mistakes, please feel free to let me know. And if you guys are interested at all just to see how this thing turns out, don't forget to hit that like button and definitely to subscribe. There's going to be a lot more videos on this thing. We're just getting going. That's it. Thanks for watching, guys.